Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Hope all is well on your side of the screen. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet done so. Share this video wherever you like to share videos, and check out my second channel, Samorelovetv, because that's where I have shows like Real Housewives of Atlanta as well as Empire recaps on there. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So we start off with Juju and Kimbella. They meet up to talk about the whole situation with Juelz Santana, and, you know, how he is kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation. She kind of recaps what she talked about last week, where she feels like she's kind of at fault because she didn't go a little bit harder to get him off of the opioids that he was addicted to. And she just didn't know how to stop him. So she kind of feels at fault about that. Following that, we had Alexis Skyy. She takes us a little bit more in depth into her world. Now we get to see her grandmother. We also get to see the baby and really hear the baby's story, how she had bleeding on the brain. And from there, from having bleeding on the brain, she then had to get shunts in her head so that the liquid or the fluid would be able to go and drain into her stomach. She also has to get like treatments, and she has to get speech therapy. So it's a lot of things that the baby's going to have to go through, but she definitely looks like she's doing well, and, you know, definitely wish her nothing but the best. You know, the grandmother, you can tell she's a typical Jamaican, you know, West Indian grandmother, you know, just kind of saying, if he's not going to be there, you don't need him. And she will take the baby for her. She's had some loss recently in her life, and she's more than welcoming and willing to take on the baby and do what she has to do to help out her granddaughter. Well, her great-granddaughter, I should say, because I believe this was Alexis Skyy's grandmother. She also mentions that, you know, she's having a situation with Fetty Wap, but the thing about it is that people like Solo Lucci is going around trying to get clout on her name, talking about he's the father. Imagine she'd go there to take the test, and then all of a sudden the test come back that it's not his baby. Wouldn't that be crazy? Now that's the story I want to see. I mean, not necessarily, because I don't want anybody to, like, you know, not have a father. But I think that Solo Lucci would. I mean, he's running around saying it's his baby anyway, so I think that he would be willing to step up and do something. Don't he have kids already anyway? And to be honest, like, I mean, I don't know, because I could say that the baby definitely looks like her, but the baby's head shape did kind of give a little bit of a Solo Lucci. But, you know, the baby's still small, so it's hard to tell. Juelz Santana, he ends up meeting up with Maino, and just to kind of talk about everything that he's going through. You know, he got this bid going on. Well, I mean, the whole situation with, if he takes the plea, it could help because he could get out in a couple months. If he doesn't, they might give him like 5 years or something like that. So he doesn't really know what to do, if he should try to trust the system, which is kind of formulated against people of minority a lot of times. I mean, at the end of the day, he did something wrong. It was a reason why he did something wrong, but I mean, you can't negate the fact or take away from the fact that he did something wrong. But in a lot of these types of situations, other types of people, I bet you if he had a suit, he was like a stand-up guy going through the same situation, not a rapper, but perhaps a CEO of a well-known company, I doubt it would be going the same way. You know what I mean? Just to kind of give you an example of what I mean. And it's not just kind of it's not just kind of saying like, oh, nah, that's most likely what would happen, just because of the way today's society, not even today's society, just society is in general, and it has been like this for years. I remember Tupac was saying something like that. I just recently saw something on Instagram. I think Tyrese had posted it, you know, stuff that Tupac was saying about the system and how it's made for certain people to fail. Kimbella, she says that, well, she was talking to Jonathan, and she says that she's no longer cool with Yandy because Yandy's fake. Yandy posted something about happy birthday to my best friend and all this, but it's like we haven't even spoken in forever because Kimbella's upset with her because that whole reunion, she just kind of was like threw her under the bus when she knew that she went to pull up on that birthday party because she was doing it for her, because they had a conversation about it. But when asked about it, she kind of just was like, nah, like, I ain't tell her to come. I didn't know she was even coming, one of those types of things. So it's like, hold on, I don't even respect you right now. And that's the same way I am. If you're a liar, I don't respect you. Like, I just lost respect for you, and it's not gonna come back magically. That's just kind of it. Like, I can wash my hands of you. So he ends up telling her that he's no longer cool with Juju because Juju took an idea that he gave her and kind of ran with it. It was supposed to be them doing it together, a radio show, and Juju started doing it on her own. So he's just like, she's fake and he's not with it. He doesn't even want her to come to his birthday party. He's not inviting her. Yandy ends up meeting up with Juju, and kind of they have the same similar story. Everybody has their side of the story. So Yandy says that she's not really cool with her. She haven't really spoken to her. And she's trying to be there for her, but she's not allowing her to. And Juju kind of seems like she brought up the whole party thing. But at that moment, it was just like, wow, like, she asked her if she was going to Jonathan's party and stuff like that. And it's kind of like weird because it's like, you're not invited. It's kind of like she didn't even know that she's not invited or that she has bad blood with Jonathan. So it's like, is Jonathan the only person that knows that they're not cool with one another? Like, what's going on? It's crazy. Sin and Joe, they end up having a conversation, which I felt was really needed from like a while ago. Like, why you guys, I don't know. It just seems like for the TV, because it's like, why y'all wait until now to have this type of conversation? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can't mock it. They need content or whatever. She tells him that she's feeling some type of way from her body. And it's true. A lot of times when you have a child, which I've experienced, you gain a lot of weight. I remember I gained about 90 pounds. So you tend to gain a lot of weight. And then it's like, now you have to kind of deal with it and get your body back to shape. And, she's been like one of those video vixen types of girls with the perfect looking body and, that hourglass figure and all that, the big old booty. And it's like, now she's big everywhere. So she is kind of feeling some type of way about it, Sometimes you get postpartum depression. You feel certain ways about your body, about yourself. There's just a lot of doubt that comes with it, especially if they were having sex so many times to like not at all. It's like, does he even find me appealing? Me and my cousin were just talking about that. It's like, does he even find me appealing? Does he want me? Like, what exactly is going on? So that's kind of like how that whole situation kind of went down or whatever. So he makes sure that he tells her things to comfort her. He tells her things like he didn't know she felt that way. He's happy they spoke. He still feels the same way about her. And he said that he booked a vacation for them in Cabo. So she's excited, and I guess we'll see how that kind of plays itself out. Kimbella and Juju, they end up meeting up, and Juju tells her that something about like she was going to the party. I think that's what she had said. No, Juju had mentioned that it might be a good idea for Kimbella and Yandy to kind of have a talk and, kind of hash things out or whatever. And she says, are you going to be going to the party as well? And she's kind of looking at her like, you going to the party? Like all the things that Jonathan just said about her, how the hell is she going to the party, So she just kind of says, well, yeah, I'm going, So she does tell her the things that Jonathan said just to kind of give her a heads up, because that is her friend as well. And just so she won't be like ambushed or feel some type of way going to the party. So she's like, well, Jonathan can be petty, but I'm super petty. So yeah, if he says anything, I know what I'm going to do as well. And Aish, she walks into Jonathan's party like she's the birthday person. I mean, he wanted to have an all-black party, and here she comes being the center of attention, singing a song for him because she's his gay wife or something like that, she said. And it's just like, girl, like, you doing the most. I would, honestly, if that was me, I would be pissed off, because it's like, I asked everybody to wear black. I'm even wearing black. Like, if at the end of the day, I probably would have came in with a different color. But if I'm telling everybody to wear black, is because that's what I want. I mean, it's kind of like a funeral. She was right. But still, like, that's his birthday. That's what he requested. And you're kind of like going against that, you know, just so you can show up and show out. So yeah, she sings a little song or whatever. And a few minutes later, Juju came into the party and Juju addressed him. Like, she didn't even wait or anything. She's just like, you know, I came to tell you happy birthday. I know that you have an issue with me or whatever, and I'm not going to be staying long or whatever. So he gets upset because he's like, why did Kimbella feel like she needed to tell her that? But it's like, how you mad? You know, it's out there. You said all these things, but now you mad that it's known that you said it. It's like you just wanted to say it and just for it to kind of be kept on the hush hush. You didn't tell her to keep it in confidence. And at the end of the day, you're both her friends and she wants y'all both to be cool with each other. Then here comes Anais, like, getting into it, like, oh, yeah, I don't need to do this right now, and getting all loud and stuff. And Juju's just like, come on, like, I'm not about to do this right now. She kept on telling her, like, oh, but you classy though. She's just like, y'all need to get her right now because it's about to get crazy. She was like, I'm not the one for this. I'm not. You know, I guess she was trying to maintain her composure and not do anything crazy. But, you know, security did come and Anais ended up getting taken off to the side. And so while everyone's all already riled up, especially Kimbella, because Jonathan was like coming at her crazy, homie, Yandy walks in like, hey, everybody. So, you know, they took a moment to go to the side, both Kimbella and Yandy. But Yandy was just kind of like not owning up to her shit, you know? And it was getting Kimbella more and more irked up because she told her the way she felt about everything and why she felt that way. And it's like she was just kind of disregarding her, saying, that's not why. Let's get to the real root of everything. Like, that's not why you're mad. And she just kind of like was dismissive and just kind of like, somebody's telling you how they feel about something. How are you going to tell them that, no, that's not how you feel? Like, I'm pouring out my heart to you right now and telling you how I feel, and you're saying that I'm lying or I'm making something up. So that right there was just kind of like, you know, getting her more and more mad. And after a while, she was just kind of like, you know what, I'm done with this conversation because obviously you're not saying what you did and I don't want to hear anything that you have to say. And she was just out. And I mean, that was a good way to kind of not get the situation to get out of control because we seen Kimbella get ragged up before. That was her, right? She get thrown on the floor by Chrissy back in the days. That was her. I vaguely remember, but I think it was her. Y'all can let me know if it was. But yeah, so we're going to see what happens, y'all. Pretty good. It was a good episode. Be sure to comment down below. I will see y'all on the next one. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless.